Hey guys, what's happening? Chris here, and I've just got my hands on the Battlefield Hardline GETAWAY DLC, so I thought I'd go over it and let you know what's included. So it's the third paid DLC, which you can buy both standalone or part of Hardline's Premium. And just like you'd expect, it brings along another bunch of maps and a pile of new weapons too that we can use in competitive multiplayer. So let's go over the maps to start off with. The first one you'll be able to jump right into is a map called Train Dodge, which is a pretty big map based around a mountain area in Colorado. It's quite open, making it a good map for snipers. The map is actually based around an old mining town and a gasoline refinery, so there's quite a few rundown buildings and mining tunnels spread around to cater for those closer range weapons too. These also provide you with some good flanking routes and help keep the action flowing. Now if the name of the map doesn't give it away, there's also a train that comes charging right through the centre, kinda like the train in Battlefield 4's propaganda map. This will kill anyone stood in its way, as you'd probably expect, and it can also destroy vehicles if it crashes into those too. Though one cool thing that you can actually do is ride across the map on the train by jumping onto one of its empty carriages. The next map in the DLC is called Pacific Highway, which is another rural one set in the coastal forested area in California, and it's kinda similar to the Backwoods map. There's a few different buildings to have shootouts in, like a lighthouse, winery, restaurant, gift shop, and an abandoned substation. And you can pretty much bring any weapon along in this one, as the firefights that take place in the smaller areas are probably suited more for SMGs and shotguns. But there's also quite a lot of open sight lines too. Though don't worry about being in line of sight too much, as you can use the rocks, boulders and hills around the map for cover if you need it. Fans of Levolution will be pleased to know that some of the massive trees around the map can be felled to create new routes, making it easy to get to places that you'd otherwise need a grappling hook to reach. Plus there's also a huge rock slide that you can trigger to crush your enemies and open up a huge hole in the floor, allowing you easier access to the underground tunnels. The next in our list, and probably my favourite, is a map called Double Cross. This puts you straight into a battle at a port of entry checkpoint at the US-Mexican border in Arizona. Double Cross is a rural desert map that kinda reminds me of some of the scenes out of Breaking Bad. It's got a lot of open sight lines, making it a perfect match for snipers and long distance weapons. It's one of the biggest maps in the game so far, and probably has more in common with the Battlefield 4 maps down to its size and layout, and you'll need to make good use of choppers and vehicles to get around easily. There's quite a few secret smuggling tunnels around the map, making it easier to flank enemies and reach the other side of the border undetected, as quite a lot of the action takes place along a wall that splits the map into two. A lot of attention is put on cutting off the opposition at the choke points along the wall, but these underground routes help, as they add more paths to avoid an Operation Metro scenario. And the last map in the DLC is called Diversion, aptly named due to it taking place in an underground flood diversion centre, so no vehicles in this one. It features a network of aqueducts that run high above the map, and flood doors that can be manually opened and closed to block some routes of access. In relation to the other maps in the Getaway DLC, it's a tighter, more enclosed map, making it more ideal for shorter range guns. And it's also quite dark too, so it might be worth popping on the night vision goggles and infrared scopes, just so you don't get caught out by someone lingering in a shadowy corner. Or you know, you could always just boost the brightness of your TV, either way. Another thing to mention about Diversion is that it's got quite a few tunnels that lead off around the map and allow you to get up high on the catwalks above. Though watch out if you plan on staying up there, as explosive gas lines can be triggered that can kill you and destroy some of the ledges that you'll be crossing along. So that's all the 4 maps that you'll be able to battle it out on in the Getaway DLC, but there's also quite a few other things that we've been given too. To complement the new maps, there's also a new game mode, though it's one that we've seen before in loads of other games. It's called Capture the Bag, so there's no prize for guessing what that might be. Pretty much Battlefield Hardline's take on Capture the Flag, and it sort of plays out like a two-sided match of heist, where both teams have to grab the enemy bag and secure it at their base. Alongside the new maps in game mode, you'll also be able to ride around in a few new vehicles such as the Performance Sedan, Import Tuner, Luxury Coupe, and why not throw in a limousine in there too. There's 3 new mechanic weapons that are exclusive to the Getaway DLC, which include the M5 Navy, AUG Para, and the M12S. But I'm also going to mention here that there's a few other weapons that are available for everyone that came out alongside the DLC, so I might as well include them here too. These are the G17 Race, M5 SD, 1887 Shotgun, AWS, SAR-21, the UMP-9, the M39 EMR, RO933N1, and last off the 338 Recon. So yeah, quite a few more guns for us to play around with there. And of course there's a new melee weapon, which is the fire axe, that plays out like the machete, and basically kills in one hit at all times. Though it's a heavy melee weapon, meaning there's a short amount of time that you'll need to take into account before the axe's swing. And last off is the new gadget, the RF jammer. It's only available for the mechanic class, and it basically just disables enemy equipment like trip mines and C4 within a specific radius that's shown in green on the minimap when activated. So that's all the main stuff that you'll get in the DLC, and there's some new trophies, achievements, assignments, and new camos included in the pack too. So I think that's just about it. There's quite a lot of content here to keep us busy for a while. I'll probably be going over some of the DLC weapons in more detail in future videos, so make sure you stay tuned for those, and if you get a chance, check out some of my reviews, guides, and features for other games too. Thanks for watching guys, like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.